Hello, good morning, everyone. Okay, hi. Can y'all, are you able to see the screen also? Okay, Can you give me some reaction? Okay, hi. Today we are going to continue with our mid-year exam revision checklist part 2. So we're going to continue from the page that we left yesterday. This one is page 6. Okay, so we'll do a bit more of algebra revision for today, right? If you are ready, then let's begin. Okay, first one of here, question number 5. For algebra, n is a positive integer. Show that for all values of n, this is a multiple of 2. So when you want a question to include something with a multiple of 2, you need to express the whole expression in terms of 2 times something, showing that 2 is a factor, okay, of the whole expression. So in order for us to do that, okay, first thing I need to expand and simplify the whole thing over here. Now, inside over here, there is actually a quick shortcut to it, and there is a little bit of a trick. Okay, not sure if you are able to see the shortcut, the pattern. This is something square minus something square. So this is of the pattern a square minus b square. So if it's of the pattern a square minus b square, then it will follow the pattern a plus b times a minus b. Okay. Of course, if you want to do the other type of method where you can expand 5n plus 1 whole thing square, and you expand 5n minus 1 whole thing square individually and you simplify, you should also be able to get an answer. Just that this might be a little bit shorter. Okay, so in this case, this method is given by 5n plus 1 plus the whole of 5n minus 1. But remember to put brackets because we have a subtraction sign over here, this number over here. So it's important to have a bracket because it may affect the sign that I will have later. So this one will be 5n plus 1. This one will be 5n minus 1. So a plus b, a minus b. All right, of the pattern, a plus b, the other one is a minus b. Then now simplifying this, okay, I should write this as 5n plus 1 plus 5n plus 1. Addition, no change in sign, so this one will be 10n. No plus really, so it's just 10n bracket plus 1 minus 1 no more, so it's just 10n. Then the other one over here, this is 5n plus 1 minus 5n minus 1, so it becomes 5n plus 1 minus 5n minus become plus 1. Okay, then if this is the case, we get 10n bracket, this one over here, 5n minus 5n, no more. 1 plus 1 is the number, yes, 2. Okay, or some of you might expand until you get a 20n and simplify until you get 20n. If you get that, no worries. Okay, you can still write it in this manner, 2 times 10n or whichever, right? So then you have to write the very important explanation. Since 2 is a factor of the expression, minus 1 square. Since 2 is a factor, keyword, so since 2 is a factor, therefore it is a multiple of 2. Okay, so not that you don't know how to answer the question, but probably some of you, number one, you may not understand what the question is asking for. Okay, if you do not know what the question is asking for, first basic thing is expand out the expression first. Okay, then what they are trying to say that it's a multiple of 2. When it's a multiple of 2, it means that the factor is 2 inside. Okay, if you're okay with this question, you give me a thumbs up. Okay. What about the rest? 1% so far. What about the rest? Let's see. They give some time to write. Is it okay? Can ha? Okay, got a few thumbs up already, 3 thumbs up. So I shall continue, okay? Next question. This one over here. Factorize this whole thing completely. So in this case, there are 4 terms over here. So we are going to do factorization involving grouping. So where's going to be the first group? I have 4ax. I shall group this together with, which one do I want to group with? You want to give me a suggestion?
16ay.
You want 16ay, huh? Okay, then I'll put 16ay. Okay, so minus 16ay. Then that leaves us with the next group, 12by, positive 12by with negative 3bx. Okay, please take note. This is in terms of 4. Later when you do grouping and take out the common factors, you need to have sign in between the 2 components, okay? So in this case, 4ax minus 16ay, for me, I just show you, okay, what do you mean by factorizing out common factor? So I divide both sides by 4, and I divide both sides by the letter a. So I'm left with x minus 4y. So 4a bracket x minus 4y. This step over here is optional, okay, not compulsory. Okay, but the thing is now the next part is if this portion is x minus 4y, I must make sure the expression at the back also have x minus 4y. Take note of the sign. This one is a positive x, but this is negative 3bx. What am I going to factorize out here? Okay, take note, this one is negative 4y, but this is positive 12by. What am I going to factorize out here so that I can change the sign? Okay, first let's take a look at our common factors. In this case, because the position x is in front, 4y is at the back, I'll rearrange it. I'll put it as 3bx plus 12by. And as you can see, 3 is our common factor, 3. Then we have a letter b. But if I'll do this, I'll get negative x plus 4y. The sign is not correct. So what should I factorize out instead? What should I factorize out instead? What's the sign over here?
Negative.
Yes, thank you very much. Chik Hang, right? Okay, so negative. So in this case, I should factorize out negative 3b. Right? If I'm going to factorize out a positive number, here also need to put a plus sign. So please do not leave the groupings without any sign in the middle, okay? So now since these 2 components are going to be the same, then we should factorize out the common factor. The one that's repeated, we only write it once. Okay, so this 2 is repeated. So it's the common factor, we only write it once. And then the other one is 4a minus 3b. Shouldn't be too difficult, right? Okay, who got this right? No reaction. Okay, can. All right, let me continue to the next question. Yeah, got correct. Okay, factorize this completely and then hence factorize the other portion, right? So this is one of the more common trick questions. Most of you are able to do the first part of it. All right, so factorize this whole thing completely. We need to use the trial and error method. So we have 2x times x to give me 2x squared, and I need a 12. What times what can give me 12? What are the factors?
3 and 4.
3 and 4. Where should I put 3 and then 4?
Beside the 2.
3 beside the 2, then 4 below. Let's try cross multiply. I must cross. So x times 3 gives you 3x over here. 2x times 4 give you 8x over here. I want a negative 5x. So the larger number gets the negative sign plus negative 8 plus 3 to give you negative 5. So I bring over the sign, check. Negative a positive 3 times negative 4 will give you negative 3. Yes. So now the sign are all correct. Okay, so when the sign are all correct, then we will have our two factors. So 2x plus 3, x minus 4. Okay, this working over here is optional, right? You can use your calculator if you are able to get your answer, or you can do mentally or whichever, but must make sure you get the answer correct lah, huh? Okay, next question. Now the part say hence factorize, hence factorize, correct? So when you say hence factorize, we must look out for a common pattern, and then we must use the answer above this, right? So I need to use this answer, but before we use this answer, we had 2, then x squared with 2y minus 3 squared. Minus is still minus, 5 is 5, x 2y minus 3, then minus 12 minus 12. Okay, then if that's the case, can you all tell me what am I going to let x be? What I compare, after I compare, what is x? What's x? Now make a comparison.
2y minus 3.
Yes, thank you very much. So in this case, I'll just use one of this. I just highlight one. Okay, so x will be same as 2y minus 3. Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to use my previous answer. They say hence, hence means must use the answer on top, right? So 2 times, okay, wait, I must put a bracket first. 2 times x plus 3, second bracket, x minus 4. Okay, what did the x become now? The x now become 2y minus 3. So this one will be 2y minus 3, 2y minus 3. Okay, but this one, not the final answer. They already say, write your answer as simply as possible. So we need to expand our answer. 4y minus 6 plus 3. Then 2y minus 3 minus 4. And we get 4y minus 3, first bracket, first factor. Okay, factorize this, 2y minus 3 minus 4, so 2y minus 7. So this is your final answer. Okay, anyone got this answer correct? Those who get correct, give me a tick. Okay, not bad, huh? Okay, can. Then the rest, no response. Oh no, Jihan got wrong. Do you change the sign or expand closely? Okay, so maybe some of you might still have a careless mistake. Which one? What about the minus 5? Oh, okay, so that's the previous part. Right? We have, is this method correct? Give me a minute. Oh no, you cannot expand and simplify. Because they want you to, Namlin, they want you to use the previous answer. They say hence, right? The keyword is hence. So you have to use the previous pattern to start from. But if I want to use the previous pattern, I must identify what is the x going to be. So that's why it's important to come up with this step where you need to let x be something. Okay, so you compare and identify that x is equals to 2y minus 3. You let x be something, then you plug it inside your equation. Okay, so although your working gives the same answer, but it does not use the hence part of the method. You did not identify the pattern. So this method will not give you marks, unfortunately. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I must get used to this kind of question. They will ask. Right, so must already know the method and we'll try. Okay, good. Then you'll send me the answers, then I can double check along the way for you. All right, next question. I'm taking it easy today. All right, this one over here. So this one is simplified. This question shouldn't be very difficult. First things first, division sign. We're going to change the division sign. Okay, we're going to change the division sign to multiplication sign, and then we need to flip the keep, change, flip. That's what your teacher probably taught you in primary school. 5k cubed. I keep the first one, change the multiplication, flip the second one, j squared, 3h 5k. For me personally, I like to simplify numerator of numerator first, denominator of denominator as one single fraction. Okay, so 18 times 10, 180, h cubed, no more, j cubed and j squared, j cubed times j squared. There are 3 over here, j times j times j, then another 2 more over here, j times j, so it becomes j to the power of 5. Denominator 5 times 3, 15. Okay, this can only work for multiplication. When you do division, please don't tell me denominator plus denominator and numerator plus and numerator. Okay, only works for multiplication. Then h5, k to the power of 3, and then one more, so k4. Then using my calculator, I simplify these. 180 over 15, I get 12. And h cubed with h to the power of 5, there's more in the denominator. How many more? 2 more. h2. j, nothing to cancel. j5, k4. Easy. Okay, this one simple, straightforward, huh? No problem. Next question. Now simplifying this. First rule of thumb, cannot anyhow just cancel individually and okay, cannot. Yes, I send you my favorite letter F. F for factorize. Okay, do not cancel individually. So first thing, let's factorize. We check out our common factors first. 27 and 12. Common factor.
3.
Yes, thank you. 3. Then I'm left with 9x squared minus 12 divided by 3 is 4. Do I stop my
Plastic surgery.
Okay, thank you very much. You remember plastic surgery. So I just move on a little bit. So for 9x squared minus 4, you will notice that 9 can be changed into 3 squared x squared minus 4 can be changed into 2 squared. Okay, then who can ask? Brian, can you help me to factorize these? Is Brian there?
This one will be 9x squared minus, wait.
The 9, we did something to the 9 already. 9 becomes 3.
This one will be, 3x minus 2 and 3x plus 2.
Yes, well done. Okay, so 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2. Okay, then of course there's a 3 over here. I'm going to keep my 3. I'm going to keep my 3. And I'm going to keep my 3. Okay, so if that's the case, since we already know the working over at this side, I'm going to simplify this. I'm going to put it as the simplest form directly. 3 bracket 3x minus 2, 3x plus 2. But you notice I did the working at the side, okay? If you did not do the working at the side and show the teacher where you get this answer from, straight away give me this answer, or they may, I'm not sure whether they will minus any marks for your working or not. So double check. Okay, then next one, we need to factorize the denominator also. So I'm going to use my cross method. So I need a 3x squared. It will be probably 3x times x. Okay, what times what gives me 8? Anyone?
2
2
and
times
4.
2.
2 and 4, huh? 2 times 4, is it? Where should I put the 2 and the 4?
2 beside the 3.
2 beside the 3. Then?
The 4 at the bottom.
Okay, Ken. Let's try this. 3 times 4 is 12x. X times 2 is 2x. I want a negative 10x. Negative 10, right? So my larger number will have a negative sign. My smaller number will have a positive sign. So let's check. Positive 2 times negative 4 gives you negative 8. Correct. Okay, but just wondering, any one of you got it the other way around? Let me show you. 3x squared. Imagine I change this to 2 and then 4. 3 times 2 is 6x, right? 4 times x is 4x, right? Add together, I get negative 10x, right? This one, the number also fit, right? What is wrong? Which one is the correct answer? Is it number 1 or number 2?
Number 1.
Yeah, why number 2 wrong? What's wrong with number 2? So a lot of students always stop their working down here, they put their negative sign. Okay, then they assume they know the answer, right? So what is wrong down here? The numbers all fit, right? So
The
8, 4
sign.
times, yeah, yes, the sign. So if this is negative, this is negative.
Then the
Negative times
bottom will be
negative is
positive.
positive. This sign over here is negative 8. That means this sign is wrong, and this sign over here is the correct sign. So it's very important for students who are doing it manually without using a calculator, or you use a calculator but you put the sign wrongly or whichever. It's very important for you to put the sign to double check. Okay, so double check your working. Numbers may fit, but the sign sometimes may not work out. So please check your answers. All right, so this one over here is correct. So our two factors here will be 3x plus 2, the other will be x minus 4. Then we can happily cancel out the common factor. I'm not cancelling individual term, but I'm cancelling out the common factor. Okay, for me in exam, I will not do the cancellation. Actually, over here, I want to show my teacher the working. I worry that they say I never do the working, then they subtract my marks, right? So I'm going to simplify it directly. 3x minus 2 over x minus 4. Is there a need for me to expand my numerator? Yes, yes. No need, right? Okay, keep it factorized, but this is simplify as simple as possible. So for fractions, simplify, factorized fraction is a simplified form. Next question, this one over here, equation. All right, there are many different ways to solve this. So first one, I just do the easiest one that students like to do. They will make them the same denominator. Do not just cross multiply directly because there's an equal to 1. It's an equal sign over here, okay? So I'm going to multiply. Okay, another way of doing this is I can multiply throughout by the LCM 6, then the denominator will disappear from every portion. But if I do that, I need to multiply by 6 here, multiply by 6 here. This portion also must multiply by 6. Okay, but if I do not want, then I'll just be more conservative. I do slowly. I'll multiply the denominator by 3. Then I'll multiply this side by 2. So that it becomes the denominator 6. Then this one will be 9x minus 12 minus 4x. Oh, luckily this one over here is just 2x. Exam won't be so good. Okay, they will give you another expression. Then you need to take care of the negative sign. Okay. Then this one over here, simplify my numerator, negative 5x minus 12 over 6. Then we can happily cross multiply. This shouldn't be a problem. Okay, remember to change a sign. So this one is minus 12, bring it over here, become plus 12. So 6 plus 12, 18. Then we divide by negative 18 over 5. Or I can leave it as this answer, or negative 3 and 3 over 5, or negative 3.6. Okay? Okay. Right, so just quick revision, not very difficult.
Wait,
Next
madam, why is it negative 5?
Not negative 5, huh? Then why is it?
Positive 5.
Positive 5. Why leh? Oh, 9. 9. Sorry. 9x minus 4x. Alamak. Okay, sorry. No negative sign. Thank you. Careless. Okay, next one, solve the equation over here. This one should be simple. What do we do?
Cross multiply.
Yes, thank you very much. That sounds like Kaushik. How come Kaushik become so gentle today? Okay, so we cross multiply. So we have 2x minus 7 equals to 4 times the whole of 3x plus 2. Is this answer? I don't know. 3/2? Is it correct? Can you all check? Is this the correct answer?
Yes.
Yes, okay. No problem, right? Okay, we'll move on to the next page. Okay, expressed as a single fraction in its simplest form. This one, you should be able to help me do. Let me see, who can help me? What must we do? First step. Come on. Yes,
Make
Junzhe.
the denominator.
Okay, okay, a few of you said something, make the denominator the same. Then, so if I want to make the denominator the same, I'm going to multiply by, this side will multiply by,
X plus 2.
okay, x plus 2. This one sounds like Nanlin, is it? Okay, the Arduino. Then the other side, we're going to multiply this by,
2x minus 3.
yes, thank you, 2x minus 3. Okay. Then, Dion, come give me the numerator, the first portion over here. After you multiply in, what will, no cancellation, Dion, are you there? I thought I saw you.
6x plus 12
Thank you.
minus
Then-
2x plus 3.
Yeah. Yes, very good. You remember to change the sign. Negative times negative become plus. Thank you. Okay, for the denominator, we choose not to expand our denominator. Okay, we simplify our numerator as much as possible. Oh, just now? Okay. Now we simplify our numerator as much as possible. So this one will give me 4x plus 15. And this one will be x plus 2 to x minus 3. Okay, those who get this correct, please give me a tick. Should be correct, right? Jihan, yours is still, oh, okay. Jihan, you got wrong, meh? Or the previous one got wrong? Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
the previous one got wrong.
Okay, can. Brian, do you get this correct? This one quite straightforward.
Yes, I got this correct.
Okay, very good. Because this one no need to do factorization. So you must get correct, huh?
Okay.
Next one, this one. Anyone can tell me how to do. Have two important things to take note. First one. I give you a clue. Must do something to this. 4 minus x. Nobody. Okay, you see this one is x minus 4, right? X minus 4 whole thing square actually means, okay, I try not to expand, so I'll write it as x minus 4, the whole thing 2 times, right? X minus 4 times x minus 4, right? But if we were to have this is 4 minus x. They do not look the same. How can I make them the same? And you notice that this one is positive 4, but this is my negative 4. This is negative x, but this is a
Change
positive.
sign.
Yeah, we're going to change sign, okay? For you, one negative sign only works for one factor. Some of you might want to change the one over here, and then you might want to put a negative, then you change both. Actually cannot. If you want to change, you can only change one at a time, okay? So in this case, I can change this one over here. Instead, I multiply the whole denominator by a -1. Okay, so this one over here becomes a positive 1 over x minus 4. Then this one over here is 3x minus 4, x minus 4. Okay, then next step. Chen Xun, what are we going to do next? I think I see Chen Xun over here today.
Multiply by another x minus 4.
Yes, thank you. So I multiply by another x minus 4 over here. Then not going to have any cancellation. Change it to the same denominator. Now, denominator is the same. You can choose to write the simpler form. You can write it as something x minus 4 whole thing square. Okay, then my numerator will be 3 plus x minus 4. 1 times this. So it's still x minus 4. Then simplifying this, this will be x minus 1 whole thing square. Okay, you can write either this or you can write it 2 times. Doesn't matter. Okay, but do not expand the denominator. Keep it factorized. Okay, all right. If okay, then we are continuing to the next question. All right, next part over here. Calculate the value of A when B equals to 12. 12.7 and then C equals to 1.615. Oh, this is just purely calculating values lah. But you need to know how to do substitution. 12.17 times 1.615 plus 2 over 5 minus 1.615. Any kind, so give me your correct answer to 2 decimal places. Or you want to give me the 5 cyclic first, but I think 2 dB can. Anyone got the answer already? Give me the answer quick. Oh, you wait until I add in my calculator, man.
13.00.
13.00, huh? Okay, thank you very much. I got 1.9969 on my calculator, and that's how Jik Hang got the 1212. So this one round up 13.00. Correct. His answer is perfect. Okay, so that's how we get the answer. Rearrange the formula to make C the subject. So A equals to this. First things first, I do not like the denominator. What can we do to get rid of the denominator? No response. How?
Make the denominator the same.
No, this one it's not two fraction. This one on different sides. Anyone know already? Ayo, cross multiply. Okay, we're going to multiply. Our formula is to make C the subject, right? Yes, it doesn't matter, but first we must get rid of our denominator first. If not, it's very difficult to handle. So in this case, this will be A bracket 5 minus C and B bracket C plus 2. Then you notice that our letter C is all trapped inside our brackets. Then what will be the next step? Really? Really? What will be the next step? My C is trapped inside the bracket. What am I doing?
Expand.
Yeah, yes. We need to save it out from 0, right? Okay, so we expand out. So this is 5A minus CA. BC plus 2B. Okay. Then now I use my 3. G, F, D, my 3 favorite. What is G?
Group.
Group, yes. I'm going to group the terms with C together. I'm shifting the terms. Wait, let me change color. Okay, to the terms. right? So in this case, because I want my letter C to be a positive number, do I want to put it on the left hand side or right hand side?
Right
Actually, the-
hand.
Yeah, right hand side. Yes, I will put it at the right hand side also because I want to get a positive C. So this is negative CA. I'll bring over it become plus CA. Okay, so this one is my plus sign. I'm going to shift this term over to this side. So I'm group these together already. Then the rest of the terms without the letter C must be on the other side. So you shift the whole term, not shift just the letter, okay? So this whole thing over here will be minus 2b. Next, I'm going to do my next one. After group, you factorize. So we factorize out what is the subject that we want. We want to make C the subject. So down here, there's a letter C. There's also letter C. We shall factorize out letter C. And this is B plus A. This one is 5A minus 2B. Last but not least, what's the last step?
Divide.
Divide.
Correct. Divide. So I'm going to get C. I'm going to divide away B plus A. I don't want B plus A. So it becomes 5A minus 2B over B plus A. So rewrite my answer. C equals to 5A minus 2B over B plus A. Okay, there might be a different answer. Some of you might factorize it out on this side. That would be negative CA minus BC and 2B minus 5A. Then your answer will be C bracket negative A negative B. So this answer is also possible. Okay. I write this wrongly. Okay, both answers are acceptable. Okay, just curious, how many of you got this answer correct? Oh, got people wrong. Oh no. Okay, got people correct. Okay, can. All right, this one quite common now. This is considered a basic of the skills, a mixture of the component of the skills ready. So it should be doable. Next one, let's look at the next type. Other than fractions, you need cross multiply, you do group factorize, divide. Okay, sometimes you also need to handle square and square roots, right? So given that this is the value, so anyone give me the number? Please show the working also. Don't just do without working. Anyone give me the
126.
126. Okay, can. Thank you.
126.
1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 126. Okay, 126. Okay, can. Express U in terms of W, M, and V. So I'm going to make U my subject. U, my subject. Okay, but before we begin, there is a half over here, which I do not like denominators. What can I do to get rid of this half first?
Times 2.
Times 2, right? Yes, very good. I'm going to multiply by 2. So I get 2W. Next thing, I want U over here, but U is inside my bracket. There's a letter M over here. What do you suggest I can do? There are different ways. There are different ways. So some people might do a different way. So it depends. No fixed answer. But what do you suggest I can do? I want the U square on its own. Anyone? No?
Square root.
Square root straight away. But there's still a letter, you need to do square root later, yes. But there's still a letter M over here. How to?
Yes, multiply by M.
Multiply by M, Okay, so your suggestion is you multiply by M first. Okay, so we get M V square minus U square. Like I see, there's another method. Later I go through the method with you also. No. M V square and M U square. Then how? I want U square.
Divide by M.
Divide by M. Okay, what you suggested just now was divided by M. So instead of this m here, I can divide by the m. I get v squared minus u squared. So this method or this method, divide.
Now can square root.
Now you square root. You sure? Okay, somebody said divide by
Oh
m.
yes, factorize the m out.
Factorize the m out again.
Wait, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
confused.
slowly confused, right? So this is negative mu squared. I only want u squared, right? So what I can do, I can change it over to this side. This is mu squared. I keep this over here. And v squared is this. I bring to w over. Now I don't want m. So I divide by m. Last but not least, I don't want square.
Square root.
Yes. When I take square root, what must I add? When I take square root, what must
Plus
what
minus.
yes, must have plus minus. Okay, this is one method lah, but there's another method. Okay, so like I say, the other method, some of them realize that there's a letter m over here. So some of you actually choose to divide away the m, which someone mentioned just now, dividing by m. So if I notice that I'm dividing by n and my u square over here, right, what I can do, I can shift the position. I'll make u square my subject. V square, I'll subtract the whole of this. This is plus minus 2w over n. Last but not least, then I take square root. As usual, take square root, need plus or minus. Okay, these two answers are actually the same, just that, okay, this has been made into one denominator. Okay, so this one is one common denominator, but this is two separate fractions, components, terms on its own. All right, but they are actually the same. So either method, you still get the correct answer. I think maybe some of you might understand this part, the second method over here, slightly a little bit better because you realize that you already gotten rid of m. So if you want, you can write down this working as well. Okay, those of you who are quite used to doing expansion, like what Kaushi was saying, then you get mixed up along with, you say you want to factorize n again, divide by n again. Okay, no need to, you can just shift the terms, then get rid of m, then take square root. Okay, but like just now what Jun mentioned, taking a square root at the very first step, that one is a little bit too early. So for word of caution, try to get only the term, you do square root only when the term is individually on its own. Just use square, no more bodyguard, no more the m or other numbers, then you square root. Okay. Right, this question is actually the more difficult question because got a lot of traps in it. Okay, if you are okay with this, you give me a thumbs up. Right, we finished page 8 already, right? Okay, I'm going to start with page 9 soon, but there's one question with graph, okay, and then a few more on coordinates. So before I begin, move on to the next question type or next topic, okay, I give you a quick break. Is that okay? We have a short break. All right, 2 minutes. Okay? Okay, I see you 2 minutes later. Rest a while. Let me see how to show this record. Let's continue. Okay, welcome back from our break. Okay, let's continue. We have a few more pages. We need to work a little bit harder for today. If not, we need to stay back for remedial when school reopens. Okay, now in this part, next part, we're going to do simultaneous equation, and I'll do a little bit of related to coordinate geometry. Now, like I say, mentioned before, certain topics cannot be studied individually on their own. There might be some components that are actually related to one another. One of the classic topics is on graphs. okay, and simultaneous equation. So simultaneous equation can be solved graphically, and of course, it's also, when we solve graphically, it's talking about lines, okay, and then therefore you need to know equations of straight lines, y equals to mx plus c, so on and so forth, okay. All right, without further ado, let's begin with the first word problem, simultaneous equation and equations of straight lines. Okay, Wei drives at an average speed of x kilometers for 2 hours and 40 minutes, and then as average speed of y kilometers for 1 hour 20 minutes. When you notice that there are two variables in this kind of question, immediately you must realize that I need to form a simultaneous equation to solve. All right, but before we begin, this one is 2 hours 40 minutes. You notice that the units are not consistent. So to make things simple, I should change them into the same 1 unit. But this one over here is in terms of kilometers per hour. So I'll need to change this into 2 hours 40 over 60 minutes. Or for me, conveniently, I will just key 240 over 60, as it's going to be a fraction, algebra and fraction. I'm going to change it to improper fraction straight away. So this one will be 8 over 3 of an hour. Okay, so you notice I change it to improper fraction straight away, right? So I'm not going to keep it as a mixed number because I'm going to work with algebra later on. Right, and then next one, this is 1 hour and 20 minutes, 120 over 60. Again, I'm going to shift the 60. I'm going to change it to improper fraction again. So this will be 1/4 of an hour. He drives a total distance. Distance is given by speed times time, dst. Okay. So to find a first equation, represent x and y in this information and show that it simplifies to 2x plus y equals to 180. So first portion, speed is x times the distance 8 over 3. So that gives me 8 over 3x times the time 8 over 3. This speed is x, right? Plus my second distance, 1.5 hours, speed is y. So 1 hour 20 minutes, so that will be 4 over 3y. They say that the total distance is 240 kilometers. Also must check, this one, the unit here is kilometer, this is kilometer. Okay, so all these are kilometers, so the units are the same. So then next one, but they didn't want it, they didn't want it fraction, right? They want it this way. So what can we do? We can multiply by 3 to get rid of the denominator. But remember, if you multiply by 3 here, some students will do this. They will do times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. No, this is not correct, okay? Times 3 times 3, the denominator become 9. That's not correct, okay? So what you need to do is just multiply by 3, get rid of the denominator. This number over here also must remember to times 3. Okay, so sometimes students will forget that you need to multiply that number 240. Right, so now we get 8x plus 4y equals to 240 times 3, 720. But this is not the form that they want. They want 2x plus y. So this number here is 8. 4 and 720. What can we do to it?
Divide by 4.
Divide by 4, right? So I'm going to reduce the equation. I'm going to divide everything by 4. Therefore, I get 2x plus y, 720 divided by 4, 180. Sure. Done. Okay, so that's for part A. But part B will definitely, one equation cannot solve the simultaneous equation, right? So definitely need a second part. So something similar. Anyone can tell me what I'm going to change 1 hour 30 minutes into? Come on. 1 hour 30 minutes change into What fraction?
3/2.
Thank you. Okay, and then 2 hours, 30 minutes. What can I change this into? Huh, nobody give me answer. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Change this into. Quick, quick, quick.
4/2.
4/2, you sure?
I don't know.
230/60. Press
5 over
calculator.
2.
Yeah. Okay. Voila.
Oh, okay.
Or it's 2.5 lah, then you change it to 5/2. Okay. So then write down the equation in X and Y. Maybe I'll call Jianwei. Speed times time. First part. Then second one times time. Yeah, what equation can I form?
3/2 plus 3/2x plus 5/2y equal
Okay. Thank you. Equal to. Doesn't matter.
Wonderful.
Okay. Cannot, right? What happens to the distance? Oh, no wonder. They never tell me what's the distance, right? Wait, huh? Oh, they never tell me the distance. So they never tell me the distance. I'm gonna assume that wait, they never tell me the distance. Calculate how much longer you'll take way to drive 240 at the slower beat. Then you'll be at the fastest speed. Okay, I think the question, something is missing a question. There should be one statement saying that both of them drives at the same distance. Okay, I need to add in this statement somewhere. He drives a distance. Okay. Oh, no wonder. No solution. Sorry, I think I might have missed out some important information, and I don't know whether my answer is correct now or not. Yeah. Okay, I just assume, okay? I just assume, because if not, this question cannot be solved. Right? I'm just assuming that both of them are driving at the same distance. Huh? Okay, let me test if this is correct. Okay, and there's no equation for me to show to prove to, so I will try my best. Okay, so in this case, I need to times 2. This one also need to times 2. Okay, so I get 3x plus 5y to be 240 times 2, 480. Okay, all right, Ken? How come nobody asked me? Okay, but never mind. Okay, solve these two equations to find the value of x and y. So I need to find the equation. You all can use your whatever method. Do you all want substitution or you want elimination?
Elimination.
You want to do elimination, huh? Okay, let's do elimination then. I think my answer, I may not have a nice answer. Okay, I'm not sure whether is my answer going to be correct. Okay, but never mind, I shall try. Elimination. Okay, I have this one, equation number 1. This is equation number 2. We have, I'm going to multiply this by 5. I'll take equation number 1 times 5. So this will be 10x plus 5y, 180, 900. Then equation 2, 3x, 5y, 480. I'm going to do addition and subtraction based on the terms. Okay, the one that we want to get rid of. This is plus 5, this is plus 5. So I'm going to do a subtraction. So that will be 7x, 900 minus 480, 420. X will be 60. Is this the correct answer? If x is 60, y equals to 180 minus 2 times x, which is 60 again. Okay, I think there's a problem with the question. I'm so sorry. Both my numbers are the same. Do you get both x and y is 60 if the distance is 240? You get both x and y is 60. Can you check for me? Any mistakes over here? Then my question at the back is not correct. Okay, because the question says how much longer would it take Wei to drive at the slower speed than it would be at the faster speed. So by right, according to this part D of the question over here, my answer should not be the same lah. But I think because when I said the question, I don't know, I didn't type in the distance. So my best answer is x is 60, y is 60. Then I have to stop here already because I cannot, there isn't a faster and a slower speed. So I'll change this part of the question to be find the time taken for Wei to complete for Wei to drive at x kilometer per hour. No leh, not correct. Still doesn't work. Okay, never mind. I think the question doesn't make sense. All right, then no choice really because I lost count of the number. Y'all help me check, double confirm, is x really 60 and y 60? Yes, then like that I cannot continue because they're both equal. So I will skip this part of the question. Is that okay? Can I? Okay, no choice really. Okay, next part of the question. Now this one is going to be a graph question. I'm not going to draw the graph of this one today. Okay, I'll keep it for our next session to draw graph when school reopens. Okay, the following table gives some corresponding values. Okay, but first, I think I'll be able to find x and y, and you need to draw graph. You notice on the second part of the question over here, I just highlight, there's two different equations, okay? One is this one over here. This is the one by the graph. Okay, this is on the graph. They say on the same axis, draw the graph for this. So what I'm going to do now for this part of the equation, if I want to draw the graph, I need to have a table of values. Okay, so x and y. So but what table of values, what values can I choose? I choose the x within this region, within this range over here. Okay, so for me, it's very easy. I'm going to choose x equals to 0. Since this one have a fraction 1/3, I'm going to choose x equals to 3. Okay, and maybe I'll choose another number, x equals to 1. Okay, I do not know how. So then I plug it into my equation, 1/3 times 0 minus 3, that gives me -3. 1/3 times 1 minus 3 to -2 and 2/3. Then 1/3 times 3 minus 3, that'll be 1 minus 3, that'll be -2. Then when I draw my two lines, will somebody disappear? Okay, when I draw my two lines and then they ask me to hence solve using the graph to solve the simultaneous equation. Using the graph, I'm not going to do an algebraic method. I need to look for the point of intersection. Right? At the point of intersection, the coordinate is x, y. That will give me the x value and the y value, the solution. Okay, but I'll go through this graph with you when there is time. Right, I move on to the next part of the question. Next question over here. We'll draw the graph, or whichever or you can draw the graph and we'll roughly go through it when school reopens. Okay, next part. Now, the next important part of the topics, the next few part is going to be statistics. So I shall run through that very quickly, but I shall do this one a little bit slower. Okay, first thing about coordinate geometry. Coordinate geometry can link to many different topics. So it is linked to drawing of graph, it's linked to sketching of graph, it's linked to finding the x-intercept, y-intercept, it's also linked to simultaneous equation. So you must know how to do coordinate geometry. Okay, and it will go all the way until Sec 4 or future also. Right, so a few things over here. First one, equation of a general straight line is y equals to mx plus c. Okay, so you must know y equals to mx plus c. What does m stands for?
Gradient.
Yes, thank you very much. This gives you the gradient. What about c?
Y-intercept.
Y-intercept. All right. Then next one, do you remember what's the formula for gradient? Anyone remember? Cannot remember already. I give you a clue. Y,
2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1.
correct. Y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. These are some of the basics that you learn in Sec 1. And in Sec 2, you also might need to learn more extension of this. Right? Then let's look at a question over here. Crosses the x-axis. When you cut the x-axis, what happens? Something is 0. When it cuts the x-axis,
Y equals 0.
y equals to 0. Right? So in this case, at the point A, you should know the coordinates. If I want the coordinates, immediately y is the number 0. When you cut the y-axis, this one will be x is equals to 0, right? And if you have the coordinates for B, the x is the value 0, right? Then you need to find what is the number. So find the coordinates of point A and B. So now I know already. Want to find point A, crosses the x-axis when y equals to 0. Then you plug into your equation. So 5 times 0 is 0 straight away. So 2x is equals to 20. X is the number 10. Question asks for coordinates. Is this my final answer? Is x equals to 10 my final answer?
No.
No. So what's going to be my answer? A
10.
is the point.
0.
Correct. Okay, A is the point, 10, 0. Point B, when it cuts the y-axis, so x is equals to 0. When x is equals to 0, so 2 times 0 minus 5y equals to 20. Okay, negative 5y equals to 20. No, not x. Y equals to what number?
-4.
Yes, correct. Then let me see. Yiheng, what will be the coordinates for B? Is Yiheng there? I thought I saw him.
0 and -4.
Thank you. 0, -4. Okay. Next part. Write down the gradient of the line. Write down now. That means they didn't ask you to calculate. They didn't ask you to find. They asked you to write down. Means I need to use my answer. And you notice y-intercept also, right? So this one actually comes from y equals to mx plus c. And if it's in the form y equals to mx plus c, it means y is the subject. So 2x minus 5y equals to 20. From this 2x minus 5 equals 20, I need to make y the subject. Anyone can tell me how to make y the subject?
Minus 5y equals to 20 minus 2x.
Thank you. 20 minus 2x. Is it okay? I put my x in front first because it's mx plus c. So I put minus 2x plus 20. Is that okay?
Yes.
Then next step. Next step. Anyone?
Divide by -5.
Thank you. Divide by -5. So I don't want -5. So -2 over -5 become 2 over 5x. Divide them individually, okay? Don't write as whole thing over -5 because it's difficult to find the individual x gradient and y-intercept. So -20 divided by -5, this gives me -4. So if this is the case, we can find the answer straight away. Gradient equals to the value. Anyone can tell me what's the gradient? Maybe I call Adele. Adele, can you tell me what is the value for the gradient? Is Adele there? Or maybe I ask LeShuan. Come on, anyone tell me what's the gradient? LeShuan, are you there? Or Adele, are you there? Gradient or y-intercept? Anyone?
2 out of 5.
2 over 5 is the gradient. Thank you very much. So this is 2 over 5. Then what's the y-intercept?
-4.
Thank you. It seems like some people are here, but they disappeared mentally. Okay. All right. But anyway, at least you all came for lesson. Very good already. All right, so I move on to the next part. So now I have an equation that looks like this. Find the gradient of the line L. Like as usual, we already know y equals to mx plus c, right? That's the equation of the straight line. So I'm gonna make y my subject. So how shall I make y my subject? For y equals to nobody answer me. Hey, quick. Now already 11:13. We want to go home but early. Can't go end earlier. Quick. For y equals to
3x minus 8.
thank you. Okay, this one shift over. Who's that? LeShuan, is it? Does it sound a bit like LeShuan or is it Chevelle? LeShuan, is it? Okay, very good. Okay, then now how to get rid of the 4? We divide individually, so it will become no.
X over 4
Yes, thank you very much. Then the other one.
minus 2.
Thank you. So in this case, what is my gradient?
3x. 3 over 5x.
3. We
4
are
over
gradient doesn't include the x. Gradient. Does the gradient include the x?
No.
No.
So what is the gradient again?
3 over 4.
Yes, 3 over 4. Then what is the y-intercept?
-2.
Okay, very good. Next part, show how you can tell that the line L, which is this line, does not intersect with the line, this one over here. Okay, if you recall when we were doing simultaneous equation or whichever graph, there are 3 types of scenario. The first type of scenario is the line has different gradient, different y-intercept. Okay, or maybe same y-intercept, but they have different gradient. When the lines have different gradient, there is only one point of intersection. This one will have only one solution. Different gradient, one solution. Okay, and one point of intersection. The second type is where you have 2 lines that are parallel. When the two lines are parallel, what can you say about the gradient?
It's the same.
Yes. This one will be the same gradient, but what do you know about their
Different y-intercept.
The y-intercept is different. So different y-intercept. So if they are parallel lines, is there any solutions? Is there any point of intersection? No. No, there is no point of intersection. All right. And then there's also a third type where it's exactly same gradient. Oops. And not only the same gradient, same y-intercept. Okay, same gradient, same y-intercept. So when it's the same gradient and y-intercept, no space to write. Okay, same gradient and same y-intercept, you'll notice there are infinite point of intersection. So this one will have infinite points of intersection. Okay, now the question say, show how you can tell me that the line does not intersect with the other line. So if that's the case, which one do you want? Do you want case 1, case 2, or case 3? Case 1, case 2, or case 3 does not intersect.
2.
Case 2, right? 1 point off. Okay, so in this case, I want a case 2, which is I want to state that the gradient are the same and the y-intercept are different. Are the gradient the same? Let's see. The first line gradient is 3/4. What about my second line? The gradient is also 3/4, right? Then my second part, the y-intercept is -2, the y-intercept is +5. So this case is really true. So if that's the case, then how are we going to write our answers or present our answers to our audience? Okay, we have got no space. Is it okay? I write part B down here a little bit. Okay, so the gradient, the lines, the two lines, L and y equals to 3/4x plus 5 have the same gradient. State the value of the gradient, 3/4, but different y-intercepts. -2, +5. Therefore, they are what kind of line? Starts with P.
Parallel.
Parallel lines, which does answer to a question. The question say does not intersect, which does not intersect with each other. Okay, so for this question, it looks very simple. It's going to be just a 1-mark question, but it tests on your understanding, okay, of a point of intersection and simultaneous equation, and your ability to identify gradient and y-intercept, and also your ability to know what are the characteristics of parallel lines. So although it's a 1-mark question, this is going to be the difference between A1 and A2. Right? So if you don't answer this question correctly, most likely when they do a bell curve distribution, even though your marks can be very high, but if you do not know this component, they may grade you a lower grade. Okay, not just purely only by a raw score. by the nature of the question and your understanding of the concept. Right, next part, part C, the line with the equation 3x plus 2y intersects the line L at the point C. Find the coordinates of point C. Now, when you look for the point of intersection, this is what you're going to do. You're going to solve simultaneous equation. Let's look at our first equation. Y is 3 over 4x minus 2, equation 1, y equals to 3 over 4x minus 2. Our second equation, the new line over here, another new line.
Substitution method.
Yes, I'm going to use my substitution method in this case, since already y is my subject. Okay, but of course, you don't want, you can still make a x, y, and then a number, then solve by elimination still. But remember, when you do A math in the future, it's common to have, okay? 2 times the whole of this minus 2 equals to 5. So simplifying our answer, 3x plus 3 over 2x minus 4 equals to 5. 3 plus 1, 4, 4.5, 9 over 2x equals to 9. X equals to 2. Is that correct? Then if x equals to 2, y equals to 3 over 4 times 2 minus 2. 3 over 2 minus 2. Negative half. Question wants coordinates of C. So therefore, C is the point negative, no. X is 2. 2 comma negative half. Okay, so when the question asks for find the point of intersection, that will be something like case 1 over here, point of intersection. So you must solve the 2 simultaneous equations to get the point of intersection. Is that okay? Can okay, I am left with last 3 pages, but it's all on statistics. So I will want to continue this whole portion on statistics and other constructions and together with the graph next session. But maybe I may not be able to do this during this holiday already. I promise y'all to give y'all only 4 sessions. So I'll let y'all go back and finish the remaining statistics question. And we might have 1 case of remedial when school reopens, right? Hoping that I do not need to go for competition. All right, so if there is no other questions, I shall stop here for the day. Time now is 11:24. All right, thank you very much for attending my lesson. If there are other questions, you let me know. If not, then we end off our lesson for today.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.